How's it everyone, this is Lolcohol, and in today's video I ran 36 Harbinger Memories and I'm going to be sharing the results. So these were the Memory of Survivors Guild and the results were actually surprisingly good. I've seen some people saying that they've done a few of these and had really bad results, but there's one trick that makes it way better and I'm going to go through that in this video. So the total cost of this was about 12.5 divines for the 36 memories, which equates to 144 maps. I will share the results, but first I'm going to explain the strategy. So how does this work? These memories, they let you take on the form of a Harbinger in each map, and then in each sequence of the map, the next map gives you a higher and higher chance to spawn a Harbinger on kill. So no other items other than Harbinger currency are going to drop. Everything gets converted into shards. So you're going to find Chaos Shards, Ulk Shards, Ancient Shards, and of course Fracturing Shards. That is the thing that we are on the hunt for. And of course you can get Mirror Shards too, but these are extremely rare. Did I get one? I don't know. You're going to have to wait to find out. So there's no reason to run a map like Crimson Temple, because even if you find an apothecary, it's just going to get converted into an Ulk Shard. So the thing we're looking for on our series of maps is just good layout and a good series of maps. Also, what's really nice about this strategy, your Atlas tree doesn't matter at all. You don't have to worry about scarabs or Kirac nodes or anything. It's just super dead simple. Put in the map, do some stuff to it, and then run it. So the big thing, the big trick that makes these so much better is a single Delirium Orb. You place it on the map and that makes the results. I'm not exaggerating, but I have to test. I think probably like 2 to 3 to 4 times better. I ran a couple of these where I forgot to apply the Delirium Orb and it felt so bad. Super bad. But the moment you put on a Delirium Orb, the results just immediately become obviously better. The reason we use the Delirium Orb is because we have that chance to spawn a Harbinger monster on kill, and because all drops are converted, more monsters equals good. So Delirium causes a lot of extra mobs to spawn. It also causes these little blisters or whatever that you run over. More mobs spawn out of those. Kill them, they have a chance to spawn a Harbinger, those have a chance to drop Harbinger shards. So Delirium Orbs, these are what make this so much better. I've seen some people running these without the Delirium Orb and they were talking about only getting a couple of Fracturing Shards over 10 memories, whereas I was averaging a full Fracturing Orb every 5 memories or so. And then on top of that, other than the Fracturing Orbs being high value, finding tons of Ancient Orbs, Annuls, Exalts, Chaos, and these add up pretty significantly. So let's hop in game. I'll show you how I was doing it. I don't actually have any more left, so I'm just going to be doing it with this Strongbox memory. Just pretend it's the same. So you'll find a map that you want to start on. Don't worry, I'll go over which ones I like to start on. Underground Sea was one of them. You apply it to your Atlas, and you'll see it creates these chain of 4 maps. And then once you've done this, you don't need to have these maps. You'll go to the master that you need to talk to. In this case, it's Elva, but with the Harbinger Memories, it's going to be Kirac. So you get your map like this, and first thing I always did when I did this was apply the Delirium Orb, just so you don't forget. Just like this. Delirium Orb, then apply some quality, get the Orb of Alchemy, and you run the map like this. I would also corrupt it. So something important with these that also makes this strategy maybe not viable for a lot of people is that these map modifiers are increased. So the first map has 15% increased explicit modifier magnitudes, and then I think on the 4th map it's up to 60%. So if you have something like monsters fire 2 additional projectiles, by the final map it's going to be 3 additional projectiles. Things like reduced effect of non-curse auras goes up to like 96%. So your auras are basically useless on the last map. These map mods can get crazy, so you need to have a good build if you want to do this. So you do this, I would then use a couple of chaos to try and get the quantity up and the pack size up, and then corrupt it and then run it. So that's how I was rolling the maps. But I'm going to shut up now. What are the results? How did we go with this? So remember, 12 divines, 12.5 divines was our initial investment. Here is the stash. Wow, look at this. 38 Exalted Orbs, 1,285 Chaos Orbs. A lot of Chaos Shards are going to drop. People are saying, are you sure it's worth picking up the Chaos Shards? Like, it takes a bit of time. Yeah, they add up a lot. Annuls, 287. Ancient Orbs, 290. Then this other stuff. But most importantly, Fracturing Orbs. Look at this. We got 6.75 Fracturing Orbs, which is equivalent to 135 shards that I found over the course of the memories. This is 144 maps, so approximately 1 shard per map. They do drop in like bursts. I did have some memories where I would find like 1. Toward the end, I actually went on a bit of a dry streak, but there were other memories where I found 7, 8, 9 in a single memory. So yeah, you're gonna have ups and downs, but overall the average is about 1 shard per map. So I made a very pretty little spreadsheet. Thank you to Guitarholic for teaching me the art of pretty spreadsheets. And here are the results. So our initial investment, we had our memories. I was paying about 25 chaos for each of these. Initially I was paying 40. Then my friend Amos had said, hey, put up a live search. I've been buying these for 10 to 20 C. He's also running these. And so I started buying them for that amount. So on average, the price was about 25 chaos. 36 of those, it adds up. You can see. And then I was using the Daily Orb. I initially just bought the cheapest one, which was a fragment one. Later on, I swapped over to a Harbinger Daily Orb, which I slightly regret because it could skew the results slightly. However, I didn't get a single fracturing shard from any of my Harbinger Daily Orbs, so it was probably just dropping a whole bunch of like Chaos Shards and stuff. Then here's the Chisels, Alt, Chaos, Val, and it added up to about 12.3 Divines. As for the results, the thing you're all looking for, Fracturing Orbs, we found 6. So this is 30 divines. These sell for about 5 divines each. And then there was another 15 shards, which is about 4 divines if I were to sell them. Ancient Orbs, by the way, the total div value of these in bulk is about 19 divines. So even if we didn't find as many Fracturing Orbs, these Ancient Orbs alone would have made it profitable. And then Annuls, Exalts, lots of Chaos, Horizon Orbs, and Harbinger Orbs. So you can see the total net result was almost 69 divines. However, the cost was 12.36 divines, so our profit was 56 divines. Pretty good. However, these did take quite a long time to run, lots of looting, lots of clicky, so the profit was only about 4 divines per hour. Well, I say only, but 4 divines per hour, that's not too bad. This will be linked in the description below. I've added some tips. I even added this little ratio table, which you can see. So I made some conclusions. You can read over this. I'm not going to read it to you. This is kind of nerdy stuff. I've also added this little section here for rolling maps. These are the quantity / pack size that I was aiming for on each of my maps. So like I said, there is that increased magnitude of map mods, so the map rolls are harder. So you can see this has 60% increased explicit modifier magnitudes. That does make the maps harder, but it does also increase the pack size and rarity and quantity, so you can get up to, I believe, over 200%. Here's one that I got that had 196% item quantity and huge pack size. So on the first map, I was just trying to roll for about 90, second map 100, third map and fourth map as high as possible without spending too many Chaos Orbs. I, on average, only spent about 10 Chaos Orbs per memory, so it wasn't that bad and not too hard to get good pack size and good item quantity. Also important, Beyond. Beyond is really good. Beyond, tons of pack size. However, the moment that Beyond boss spawns, Beyond ends and you miss out. So if you spawn a Beyond boss early in a map, rip. but sometimes you can get these kinds of maps which are absolutely bananas because you have huge pack size, huge item quantity, and after corrupting it, it hit beyond. These drop tons of stuff. So the process, I kind of went over it already, but always apply your Delirium Orb first. When I started doing this, I forgot to put on Delirium Orbs on lots of maps. I probably from the first 5 memories, I forgot Delirium Orbs on half the maps. So these results could probably be even better. So here's the process. Starting points, I've suggested some of the ones that I liked. You can test these yourself. If you find something better, go for it. There's no right or wrong. Also, this is how I was setting up my tabs, you can see. So I put on the memory, then put these in my inventory for rolling the maps. And yeah, so here's some examples of some very, very beautifully rolled maps. Basically what we want, high item quantity, high pack size, beyond. Even the first maps can get very high item quantity and pack size. But let's see, some pro tips. Additional content is amazing. If you find an expedition or a harvest or a blight, these spit out so much currency because they spit out lots of monsters which turn into harbingers. So you're getting lots of stuff. If you see a blight or an expedition, it's a great moment. Don't run past it. Also, once again, I have to state, daily orbs are mandatory. If you run one of these without, which probably will happen because you'll forget, you'll see why. It's just night and day, the difference between the results. Also, smuggler's caches, the little heist thingy, all those coins, those hundreds of little coins, those get converted into shards. So over here, this was the best smuggler's cache I found. It dropped 5 fracturing shards. Absolutely nuts. However, I did find a lot of smuggler's caches, but this was the only one that dropped fracturing shards, and it dropped 5. However, even though it doesn't always drop fracturing shards, it drops lots of other stuff like chaos orbs, annuls, ancient shards, and like we have established, those all add up. Over here you can see, I think this was a blight that I ran, or expedition, I'm not sure. Also, it just drops tons of stuff. And also, very important pro tip, try to bind left click to a scroll wheel or some kind of macro unless you're, don't have hand problems, because you see over here, look at all of these shards. This isn't even from a blight or anything. This is just like a juiced final map. Every pack of mobs is going to drop tons of stuff. So you need to get your little macro ready. Don't get banned by GGG. You'll be fine, but it helps with picking up. And I guess lastly, here are some pros and cons. The biggest con I would say is your build needs to be pretty damn good. So that's probably the biggest downside, because if you can run these, there's probably other stuff you could run. So yeah, I don't know if you want to do this. It could get boring. My friend Teo did these. He did 10. He said, I hated it, but thanks for letting me know. Also, there's lots of clicking, but the pros, it's very simple. Don't have to worry about your atlas tree, scarabs, fragments. It's super easy to liquidate and sell this stuff once you're done, because you just sell in bulk. You don't have to sell essences and orbs and fragments. It's just, hey, now I have 6 fracturing orbs. List them, sell them in bulk, get a lot of currency. Also, this strat, what I loved about it was that you get tons of little swings. Every time a fracturing shard dropped, it would go swing, and then you get a bit of a dopamine bump. However, later on, I don't know what happened. The price of fracturing orbs dropped, and then fracturing shards didn't swing. Made this strat less fun. Also, decent div per hour. 4 div per hour is nothing amazing, but it's nothing to scoff at either. Also, no streamers have ruined this strat yet, so you can jump on it maybe before the price of memories goes up. Also, a con is that I just ruined the strat, so sorry. So yeah, that's how you do it. Be sure to check out the little spreadsheet that I linked in the description if you have any questions. Let me know if you want to try this. Is this cringe? Does the idea of doing a map that only drops shards sound fun to you or awful? I'm sure it sounds absolutely horrific to a lot of people, but this is kind of like a hippie off-meta strat, so maybe something worth looking at, something worth trying. I had a lot of fun doing it, but after 36, I'm pretty sick of it, and I just want to sell this stuff and move on with my life. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video, everyone. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna play a different build now. By the way, please, in the comments below, suggest builds. I need a new build. I'm so sick of Venom Gyre. Yeah, okay, alright, bye. See you later.
It's ranching exile. You're making me nervous.